All right, guys, we are gonna get started here. So before we get started, I have questions on what we discussed to begin with, right? So online students, did you see any improvement? Was it how did the class go?
Yes, I got a lot more explanations and I some more questions were asked.
That's good. I would rather fix the problem now and find out than to find out after the 15 weeks of class. Oh, we should have done this. No, we're gonna fix as we go. Anybody else? Any other feedback? Any concerns? Okay, how about you guys here?
Are we talking about the math class that just happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I thought you were talking about the science class.
No, math.
Okay.
That's 3 days ago.
Oh, he's still not the one, but I started asking more questions.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose for me, is to make sure that you guys ask questions. It's very hard when, especially for reading, when you don't ask questions. It's like, okay, what can we teach you? Because there's no concept. It's just it's to that paragraph only or passage only. So otherwise, everything okay. Online students, everything okay otherwise? Thumbs up, thumbs down, emojis.
It went great.
What's that, Isabel?
It went great.
Good. All right.
Could I ask a question about the math?
Oh, please.
Or I mean homework?
Oh, please. Homework as a question in the homework.
Yes.
Could you take a picture and send it to me so that I can get back to you
Yeah.
anytime for that's and suggestion. If you guys have any questions, you just take a picture and send it to me. Don't put it in the GroupMe app, okay? Just text me so that we don't bother others on that one. Yep.
Is your phone number in the group app?
Yep.
Okay.
I should call it as like a 1-800 ACT man or something like that. Act man.
I feel like that's what most people think it is.
Yeah.
They won't.
I do. Yeah. All right. If you guys have no questions, we're gonna get started with math. Okay. So so usually Thursdays we try to do it, but next week we'll have class on Tuesday on math. All right. Last time we did page 7 straight line equations. Go ahead and get your notes, please. Did I give you an extra question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So my question to you guys is, how many of you did that problem? So all 3 here.
I did. I did. I did. I did.
There were 7 problems.
I did.
right?
I did.
There were 7.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So some of you have not done it though. Okay. I expect you guys to do that. So, right? It's a give and take, right?
Yeah.
We'll learn from you guys.
The homework? The homework?
Not the homework. The one graphing problem last week after the class was done, I gave that one. Not the homework.
Okay.
Okay, tell me the question what I gave you guys.
All right.
Just look at it. I don't know how to.
So we're on a line. Line is going.
Show me the show me the. I can just draw it from here. It'll be easy that way.
Yeah.
I can't read it. My handwriting's horrible.
I'll double check. Next, is it 11 -4?
Yep.
All right. So we are supposed to do the whole thing. So I'm gonna do it. Just follow with me and stop me if you have any questions. Okay? Because this is an important problem. Oh, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this correct?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wanted to give you guys a fraction. Okay, well, that's boring. Well, for the midpoint, it'll be minus 2 plus 11 divided by 2, 9 minus 4 divided by 2, so it'll be, okay, all right? So that's the midpoint. Distance, square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 square. So this 13, this is 13, so 169 plus 169 comes out to what? 338, which is square root of 169. All right? Okay. Stop me if you have any questions. Y is equal to mx plus b. So let's pick this point here. Negative 4 is equal to negative 1 times 11 plus b. B is equal to positive 7. Well, that kind of makes sense right here. So y is equal to negative 1x plus 7 is your straight line equation. For the x-intercept, y is 0. So x is equal to 7 as well. Wow. That's pretty sad. Right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Hold up.
Well, you're probably right. I see something wrong.
No, I just want to make sure if I didn't miss anything. So y is equal to mx plus b, slope is negative 1, x is 11, y is negative 4. That sounds right to me. So if slope has to be negative 1, these two have to be the same points. So this looks correct to me. Yeah, this was the easy problem actually. Online students, any questions?
Can you, on the finding the x, I'm like confused. Like, do I just pick a point to like put in, or like how do I?
For this one,
Yeah.
for the x-intercept, y is equal to 0 and solve for x.
Is y always equal to 0?
Yep, for any function, for y-intercept, you put x is equal to 0 and solve for y. Put y is equal to 0 and solve for x, I mean. So remember, this is the line, this is touching the x-axis, so at this particular point, y is always 0. And for y-intercept, x is always 0. Make sense? Did anybody get all of this correct?
No, actually, I have a question. On number 1, for my slope, I got negative 5 over 12. And I have no idea how I got that. I think I did 9.
Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I'm correct. Y1 minus y2 minus 4 minus 9 divided by x1 minus x2. This is correct?
Okay, yeah. I think I did 4. I think I put negative 4 as positive 4, and it subtracted that. I messed up something.
Well, once you make one mistake, you're done.
Yeah.
It's a snowball effect. It's just gone. You should start from the beginning then. All right. Any questions on this? Okay. Go to page 14, please. We are on page 14, polygons. Again, I'm repeating that you have to ask questions if you have any questions, okay? So we were doing polygons, and I think polygon we did one with interior, one with exterior, and we did with the diagonals, right? So let's do another problem on diagonals, which was in ACT actually. Okay, write on this question. The question was, as I'm just going to write the exact question. Find the number of diagonals in a 22-gon. This is exactly how it was stated. Yeah. So the formula is n times n minus 3 divided by 2. So 22 times 22 minus 3 divided by 2. What does it come out to?
I got 209.
209. Well, imagine this. If you know this formula, it takes maybe 10-20 seconds, right? What happens if you don't know this formula? Doesn't matter how much you think, you won't get it. Because the answer choices were 22, 44, 88, 208, 209. So yeah, the first three you can eliminate, but how about the rest two, right? So it's very important to know the formula. Online students, you guys seem quiet today. Any questions?
Nope.
Mia, how is it going?
It's going good.
Does this make sense?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Good. Reagan,
Yeah, it's going well.
any questions?
Nope.
Okay. You guys gonna ask, right? I wanna make sure you guys ask questions. That's my job, all right? Okay, now, next question, last question on polygons, okay? This was, I believe, was question number 44 in ACT. And this is exactly how it was given, okay? Find x in degrees. This is exactly how it was given. Think about this, okay? if you have an answer, you can unmute and tell me your name so I know who has done it. Anybody? Answers. Sorry?
I think I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it 225?
Okay. So we have a 225.
I have a 90.
You have a 90.
I have a 36.
I have a 36. Okay. I'm waiting from online students. They need to speak up today. They're quiet. I don't care if it's wrong. You guys need to speak up though.
I just don't know what equation to use.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got 90.
Cam?
I have a question.
Yes.
It's for the exterior angle, right? For the one on the outside? Or is it?
I don't know. This is what they told. This is it. This was it. All right,
I got
let's do.
64.
What's that?
I got 64.
So 36, 64. Okay. 40. What is it? What did you say? 225.
I
90.
got 225.
So we have another 225. Okay. And that's Kira. Okay. Okay, we have different answers. Let's do. Okay. Now when I'm doing this problem, put your pencils down. Listen up. Okay. All right. There are two different ways to do this problem. Let's do the first one, which many people may use that method. So this is my center point. So this is my interior angle, I. Am I right? So I is equal to, number of sides is 8 minus 2 times 180 divided by 8, which I believe comes to 135 degrees. So the interior angle of an octagon is 135 degrees. So this is 135. And this is a circle now. And the circle adds up to how many degrees?
360.
So x is equal to 360 minus 135 comes out to 225. So 225 is the correct answer.
Nice job. Jeez.
Did you do it that way? I did it not that way.
Well, there's one more method. We'll see that. If you tried with third method, you got lucky. Okay. So let's try the second method. So what I'm going to do is I take this line and I'm actually going to extend this. And I'm going to extend this, and you know that this is now a straight line with 180 degrees. Am I right? So if this is 180, of course my answer has to be more than 180 because you're looking at this angle here. So this is your exterior angle E. E is equal to 360 degrees divided by 8, which is 45 degrees. So x is equal to 180 plus the 45, which is 225 degrees. Is that what you did,
Yeah,
Kara?
that's an
So how many got 225? So it's a scalar here. Anybody online?
I did.
Charlie. Okay. Who else?
I did.
What method you guys use? Did you guys use the first method or the second method?
I used the first one.
Okay.
Use the first one. I used the first one.
This is math, right? The beauty of math is there's no one method. So you can pick and choose. The good thing with second method is you know the answer is more than 180 right away. And look at the answer choices. 45, 90, 135, 180, 225. So you could pick 225 without doing anything because the answer has to be more than 180. Process of elimination at the time.
I completely did that wrong.
Questions? Doubts?
So are they gonna use a lot of these ones right here where they're trying to trick you and like, you know, they'll try to say they'll point and you have no idea what they're pointing at, but you have to try to figure out like this one. It was pointing at two sides. You know if it was the interior or the exterior. But like what you did, you just made a circle and
Mhm.
just figured it out like that.
This is exactly how it was given in the test. I'm not even changing the problem even bit. Even they wrote find x like this. Everything was as it is.
If I didn't have the equations, I would have had no idea.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like with this problem, if you don't have the equation, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So there are two aspects. You got to know the equation and how to use it. That's why practice becomes important. All right. Now, we are going to go to page 15 of the math packet. And we are at the bottom half of page 15, the absolute value inequalities. Okay? So I'm going to start with a simple problem, and the question is the same. Draw the number line, okay? For all these questions we're going to do, the question is draw the number line, okay? Let's start with the simple one. Question number 1. Absolute of x is equal to 3. Draw the number line. Well, you won't get this question in the test, let me tell you that. But it's a good start, good build up. Okay, so what does the absolute function does? It measures distance. Distance is always positive. But when you remove the absolute sign, you can have +3 or -3. Right? This is the absolute value. This is the distance. It measures distance. That's positive. Distance is always positive. So never write distance as -3. Second question. Absolute of x is greater than 3. And remember, you guys know the solid circle versus the hollow circle, so you got to be a little careful there. So this is where we get into compound inequalities. So absolute of x, which is the distance, is greater than 3, right? So when you have a greater than inequality, there's two ways to do it. First step is x is greater than 3, that's simple. Or, called the or in inequality, x is less than negative 3. Sounds good? Because when you make the absolute value of them, it will still be greater than 3. So if I have to draw the number line, so this is 3, hollow circle, negative 3, hollow circle, x is less than negative 3, x is greater than 3. And you can check your answer by picking a number like, say, negative 5. Absolute of negative 5 is 5, 5 greater than 3. Right? Ask questions. So when you have a greater than inequality, absolute greater than inequality, you start with x greater than that value, or x is less than its negative value. Same problem, absolute of x is less than 3. This is called the AND inequality. So what you do in a less than, so the first step is to do negative 3 less than x less than positive 3. So the function is bound by its negative to its positive. So this is 0, 3, negative 3, hollow circles, and it's between minus 3 and 3. So 0 is less than 3. That works. One of the things to always remember with inequalities is you plug in a value and make sure it works. So check your solution for all of this. And I cannot emphasize that people in the real test forget it. Check your solution every single time. Questions? Question number 4.
Thank you.
Draw the number line. If you have an answer, unmute and answer, please.
-9.
Okay. Anybody else? Hmm? -1, okay. Anybody else? All right, let's get started. The first thing is to add 3 on the both sides because it's outside of the absolute. So absolute of x minus 4 is equal to -5. What does absolute measures?
Distance.
Distance. Can distance be negative? So no solution.
Was the problem in the homework then positive? There was a problem about this in the homework where it was with subtracting and adding.
Yeah. Let's say this was a bigger number. Let's say it's 11.
Okay.
So if my -8 plus 11 would be 3, then you can do the problem.
Oh, okay.
So the absolute bare by itself cannot be negative.
Okay. That's it.
I know which problem you're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's why I changed the problem.
Okay. Because that's what I did. I was subtracting.
I know exactly what you're thinking. I know how to get you guys. Question number 5. Find A or draw a number line. Either way is fine. Answers.
7 and 1.
7 and 1.
1.
Okay. Anybody else online?
1.
1. Okay. Man, online students, you guys have been awfully quiet today. What's going on, guys? There has to be only 2 reasons. Either it's boring or you guys are not getting it correct. Or maybe third option, you just don't want to answer.
I also got 1.
I got 7.
Okay. I'm going to wait now. I'm not going to move forward till you guys interact. Anybody else want to share the answer?
I have no idea how to solve this. I'm just waiting.
Ava?
At first I didn't remember.
I got one.
Okay, let's get started now. All right, the first step. Of course, it's a separation of variables. The basics don't change. So plus 7 plus 7. So 2 times absolute of a minus 3 is 8 divided by 2 both sides. Absolute of a minus 3 is equal to 4. So we got to get to this point and figure out whether there's a solution or not. Looks like we have a solution because it's a positive value. So once you get to this point, now the next step is a minus 3 is equal to 4, or a minus 3 is equal to negative 4, because distance when you remove it becomes, so a is equal to 7 or a is equal to negative 1. I'm getting negative 1, guys, not 1. Which I think it's right, because negative 1, negative 3 is negative 4, absolute of negative 4 is 4. So this is how they write in ACT. This is how they write the answer. So you guys got 1. 1 minus 3 would have been 2 here, negative 2. Questions?
No, I just never learned this. I'm confused.
What grade are you in, Nate?
I'm gonna be a sophomore. There's an interesting 8th grade year when our teacher, okay, picture this, the teacher just got done pastoring, and he decides he wants to teach 8th grade Algebra 1. So that year he was teach y equals mx plus b was the main thing he focused on the entire year. So all this stuff I don't think I've learned it yet.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask the online student. How about you guys? Before Kara and Gabby, have you guys learned this?
Yeah.
Okay, at least.
Yeah.
How about
Yes.
online students? Is there anybody who has not learned this?
We have not learned this.
Isabel, what grade are you in?
I'm gonna be a junior.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm sure I did this at some point, but I don't know that we went into depth about it, so I don't remember.
Kira, you're going to a sophomore, right? I believe.
Yes.
This is okay. This part, this is 6th or 7th grade. This is 8th, worst case 9th grade. So I don't know what's going on. I'm a little worried.
Now that I've done a couple problems it's coming back, I know that stuff on the right, that stuff is starting to, you explained it, so now I understand it, but when we first started out doing it, I didn't know what we were
Okay,
talking about.
at the same time, I'm actually feeling a lot better right now. I'll tell you why. Usually this section I don't teach, because usually students know this. So this is probably the 2nd or 3rd time I've taught this section. So I'm glad I'm teaching it. Yeah, you get the point. Okay, then we'll do more problems, because without inequalities and number lines, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems later on. So next one.
Manoj,
Yes,
I
Ava?
was just wondering, whenever you did broke it into two different x equals 7 and x equals negative 1, why did you have it x minus 3 equals 4 and then x minus 3 equals negative 4 and not make it a positive 3 when bringing it out of absolute value?
Okay, good. That's a good question. Okay, Ava, remember one thing. We always want to get to this point. Okay? Because this will tell me whether a solution exists or not. So if you have taken out the 3 already, then I'm not sure. Because the absolute function defines distance. And if you've changed the value inside of it, now you're not exactly measuring distance. Ava, does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
So do not touch the inside. This is called the inside out method. You do not want to touch anything inside till you get to this point. You can see any problem I'm going to do today, I will always be at this point and then decide. Right here, right here. And even for the next one, try this problem. But good, now you guys are back to asking questions. That's the most important thing.
I got m equals, less than or equal to 2, and m's less than or equal to -6.
Okay. All right.
I got the same thing.
Okay.
I got the same thing.
Okay.
I also got the same thing.
I'm happy now. All right, let's do this. First, this is an less than, right? So this is a less than. The first before that, but there's a 3 here. Got to get rid of that 3 first. So absolute of m plus 2 is less than equal to 4. Okay, now does it have a solution? Yes. And when it's less than, you always bind from negative to positive. So -4 less than equal to m plus 2 less than equal to 4. Guys got it? And then do -2, -2, -2. So -6 less than equal to m less than equal to 2 is my answer. So it's between a +2 and -6.
Okay. I have a question. So
Yeah.
I know that you're supposed to change 1 to negative, like up there how you had +4 and then it equals to -4.
Mhm.
And you do the same. Why do you do that?
This is what we call the AND inequality.
Yeah.
It is bound by its negative value to its positive value. So it's less than bound by its negative to its positive.
Okay.
So these are the points it stays the solution in.
Alright. So
That's-
it's like in between.
In between. That's why it's always in between. Greater than is always going away from each other.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's why you have to ask questions. I can teach more. So, how many got this answer choice? This answer?
Yes.
1,
I did.
2.
I've written in that format.
But is it between 2 and -6? Or 2 and -6? Okay, that's because it's between 2 and -6. So there's an infinite answer choices between 2 and -6. That's key. And this is exactly how they're going to write in ACT. They can't write like this because this is an equality. This is an inequality, so it's always a range. Make sense? And I don't think you guys have a complete grasp on this. I don't think so. So next week when we come here, I'm going to be starting from this, because I don't like to go to the next topic when you don't have a control on. So next week will be a combination of math and science, because I wanted to go to science, but I want to finish this topic and then go to science. Cool beans? Any questions online, students?
Nope. Makes sense.
Am I going fast?
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
Good. That's all I'm asking. Just be honest with me. Anybody who has not done the homework from last week? The second session, session 3 and 4 homework are due is this Sunday. So homework is so crucial. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.